It is not new information that YNW Melly has been in hot water for years, with the possibility of a death sentence hanging over his head. Things couldn't be more serious. But it's his recent footage that's really raised some eyebrows and gone viral, especially because of how he looked. Yes, the man needs an appointment with a barber. But that's not what is getting fans worried about this viral footage. Let's get into the details. YNW Melly appears in court. So let's rewind to February 2019. Florida rapper YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamal Demons, gets arrested in SLAP with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The police say Melly and his friend, YNW Band aka Corlin Henry, did the unthinkable. They allegedly murdered their own friends and tried to stage the scene like a drive-by shooting. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. This is some serious next-level drama. Fast forward to June 2023, Melly's back in the spotlight not for a new track, but for his high-stakes trial. He pleads not guilty, standing firm on his innocence. But in a dramatic twist, the judge declares a mistrial. But that is not the end of the case, though. Melly heads back to court this fall, and if he's found guilty, he could be looking at the death penalty before fall. The man finds himself back in court for his latest appearance, where he smiles as he usually does for the cameras. However, it was this moment during his last year's trial that has gained attention online. He appears to be praying, and then blows a kiss. The mother of one of the victims found it disrespectful and walked out because I don't want you praying for because you sitting over there like you won't got no remorse, like every time I walk in you smiling, you know this ain't the time for that. This case is sad. This is serious. Recently, his attorneys have filed a motion to exclude certain phone conversations from the courtroom. These conversations between YNW Melly's co-defendant and his girlfriend, Juna Molina, are deemed irrelevant by the defense, according to court documents obtained by Hip Hop DX. The defense argues that the chats are mere small talk with no significant value to the trial, and should be considered inadmissible hearsay, thus not used against their client. Now let's talk about Melly's current situation. He's been moved from Broward County Jail to the Paul Rain Detention Center in Pompano Beach, Florida. This maximum security spot keeps a close eye on inmates with a limited movement and visitation through a non-breakable window using a built-in phone. It's definitely a tougher environment. Back in January, Judge John J. Murphy III was honest about pushing this trial forward. He declared that Melly's retrial for the alleged murders of YNW Zach Chaser and YNW Juvie would start on March 5th or as soon as the case could be heard. The judge is clearly tired of the delays, noting Melly's been locked up for over 50 days awaiting trial. But as of now, the trial still hasn't kicked off. This is some high-stakes drama that's got everyone on edge, especially with the potential for the death penalty on the table. This kid from Gifford, Florida was blowing up. Just a month before all this went down, 19-year-old Melly dropped his mixtape, We All Shine, featuring none other than Kanye West, and his track Murder on My Mind had just hit gold by January 2022. It's certified 6 times multi-platinum in October 2018. Melly and his crew YNW Zach Chaser, YNW Juvie, Christopher Thomas Jr., and YNW Borland were all chilling at a recording studio later that night. Williams and Thomas are found dead. Borton drives them to the hospital, claiming it was a drive-by shooting. Suspicious, right? Especially since Melly and Borland showed up in a music video the next day, like nothing happened. Jump to February 13th, 2019, Melly's arrested, and the charges are heavy. The cops say Melly pulled the trigger, and Borland tried to cover it up. If convicted, Melly could be looking at life behind bars or even the death penalty. Melly, though, stays strong on social media, claiming his innocence and saying, unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries, God is with me. Though that post got deleted later, Melly's been facing some serious charges, but it seems like nothing's bringing his spirit down since his arrest. He's been getting mad love and support from the hip-hop community. One big name showing love is Atlanta's very own Future. On Melly's 20th birthday, Future hit up Instagram with a heartfelt shout-out, posting "Free my little brother Melly" on his story. YNW Zach Chaser's family, on the other hand, are adamant that Melly is in. They made a statement to TMZ, claiming that they will fully back the state's decision. Whatever it may be, their representative had some strong words, saying, if the state of Florida feels the death penalty is warranted in this case, then we 100% fully support it. YNW Melly should feel the exact fear and panic he so viciously and consciously brought upon his innocent victims. Woo, that's some heavy stuff. Evidence against him during the initial trial. The state pulled out some digital receipts to claim that Melly confessed using an Instagram exchange between Melly and Pay Gambino on October 26, 2018. Pay asked if Melly was okay. Melly allegedly responded, "I did that, But Melly's defense attorney Stuart Adelstein tried to poke holes in this by showing that Melly usually spelled that as that in his messages. Prosecutor Christine Bradley countered this by showing that Melly did use the conventional spelling in some messages. And even in his song Melly Fix That, they also claimed that the shots came from inside the car surveillance Footage captured Melly and his crew hopping into a Jeep before the fatal shooting. When the police found the vehicle hours later, Williams and Thomas were dead from gunshot wounds. Ballistic analysis suggested that the shots were fired from inside the car, specifically from where Melly was seen sitting, although the gun was never found, and no gunpowder residue was discovered on Melly. This evidence pointed towards an internal shooting rather than a drive-by.
And my determination was that this is not a drive-by shooting, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. Shooter's at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in.
The state presented photos and text to back up these claims, suggesting that the murders might have been gang-related, although the exact benefit to the gang wasn't detailed. The state then used phone records to map the movements of Melly and Band's phones on the night of the murders. FBI Special Agent Brendan Collins showed that the phones pinged near the crime scene, though he couldn't definitively place them together at every moment. Miramar Police Detective Mark Moretti confirmed that no devices appeared directly at the crime scene due to Me's phone having its location services turned off. However, surveillance footage helped trace Melly's movements, including when he was picked up by rapper Frito Bang after the incident. BSO DNA analyst Kurt R.H.S. tested various items found in the Jeep, like a water bottle and a spent shell casing, but none matched Melly's DNA conclusively. However, DNA that may have been Melly's was found on the rear passenger side door handle, where the shots were believed to have been fired from. In a bold move, Florida prosecutors plan to introduce a whole bunch of YNW Melly's lyrics evidence in his upcoming retrial, according to the Miami Herald. Broward County Prosecutor Alexander Buckaloo filed a court document on Wednesday listing an impressive array of Melly's work. They want to admit we're talking 55 songs, 18 audio files, 14 YouTube videos, and 4 album covers. Among these pieces of evidence is Melly's biggest hit, Murder on My Mind. This track, which has been a massive hit and is often seen as eerie given the circumstances, could play a significant role in the prosecution's case. The state is aiming to use these lyrics to shed light on Melly's state of mind and potential motives. Using rap lyrics as evidence in criminal trials isn't a new tactic, but it's definitely a controversial one. These lyrics can't be the sole basis for a conviction, but they can be highly prejudicial. Jurors might be swayed by pre-existing biases, often racially motivated, against rappers. This can lead them to make up their minds based on stereotypes rather than hard evidence. Take the YSL Rico indictment, for example. Prosecutors used Young Thug's lyrics to implicate him in 10 different overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. This case highlights the tricky line between artistic expression and real-life crime. It's a tactic that's been criticized for unfairly targeting hip-hop artists Young Thug, Gunna, and over 24 associates from the Young Slime Life YSL label and artists collective faced a major indictment on gang-related charges last May. The 88-page grand jury indictment labeled YSL as a criminal street gang and detailed 182 acts, including members wearing clothing or accessories with slime to further the conspiracy. Individual charges range from murder and attempted robbery to aggravated assault with a weapon. Georgia prosecutors also accused all 28 defendants of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act by engaging in a pattern of illegal activities to acquire money and property. Controversially, rap lyrics from Grammy-nominated musicians, including a posthumous Juice WRLD single, are being used as evidence of the 28 defendants. 6, including star Young Thug, are set to stand trial. The trial began on November 27 in Atlanta and is expected to last most of the year. This isn't the first time rap lyrics have been introduced in court. In 2012, a Louisiana judge allowed some lyrics from 187 in Boo's murder trial. When Bobby Shmurda faced gang-related charges in 2014, his hit Hot was heavily scrutinized, though not formally cited as evidence. "I'm guilty for where I live," Shmurda told Vulture. "I was never part of no gang." In 2019, prosecutors used lyrics from the late Drought the Ruler to accuse him of murder. That same year, 6, I multiplied by 9 lyrics were brought up during his gang-related trial. Although Bui and Drought the Ruler were acquitted, critics argue that using rap lyrics as evidence can unfairly sway juries and disproportionately impact Black and brown defendants. When Maryland's highest court ruled in December 2020 that rap lyrics could be used in a murder trial, veteran attorney Dean Elliott told Variety that the decision was blatantly racist and set a dangerous precedent. Last year, Jay-Z and other prominent artists supported Senate Bill S. 7527, a New York bill known as Rap Music on Trial, which aims to acknowledge rap as arty, icy expression and limit the use of lyrics in criminal cases. The proposed legislation argues that using rap lyrics in court turns